So you're going to sit there, well, first of all, I'm standing. If you're going to make such egregious claims about me, let's get your facts straight. And honestly pretend like you made a point by pointing out that Charlie Kirk married a woman around his age and started having children nearly immediately upon being able to support that family. Is that really the dumbass point you're trying to make? No. It's the fact that he said this.
Well, it's just true. If you're in your early 30s, I'm sorry, it's like you're not as attractive in the dating pool as you were in the early 20s.
But when your own personal life is not reflective of that, it's merely to point out to question the validity of the claim he was making. How can he sit there and say that women in their early 20s are far more attractive than women in their early 30s when he himself pursued, dated, married, and had a child with a woman who's 5 years older than him, in which their relationship began when she was supposedly 30 or 31? And here's how they apparently met.
His wife, by the way, that he met because she was trying to get a job at his company, and during the job interview, instead of giving her a job, he asked her to go out on a date. That's how Charlie Kirk meets the ladies. Yes, the true romance of the Charlie Kirk arrangement. Like this shrinking face motherfucker talking about how women aren't attractive after a certain period of time in their 30s.
So that was one point I was trying to make. The main point of the video was to point out how Mr. Kirk is so comfortable being disingenuous and insincere, pretending to show concern for women who are perhaps feeling insecure and feeling they'll never find a partner to have a family with one day, when his ulterior motive is just to get more women to vote conservative. And it's his belief the only way that more women will vote conservative is if they get married to conservative men. Which I gotta say, that speaks to what lack of appeal perhaps the Conservative Party in America has to single women. Which brings in the question to my claim, does he actually genuinely care about these women who can't find men to settle down with and have families with? In which I was arguing, no, he doesn't. If you took a moment to take off your blinders of hate and use whatever brain cells you have left, you would have got that point like everybody else did. I guess we found out that Australian simps are much worse than the American type. At this point, a grown-ass man, and he is a grown-ass man, this is him. You linked your personal Facebook profile to your useless, faceless, shitposting Instagram page. This is his main Facebook profile picture. Isn't it riddled with irony? If you're a grown-ass man trying to insult another man by calling him a simp, you may as well call him a big stupid doo-doo head. At this point, I'm convinced getting called a simp means you don't hate women and you treat them like human beings. You're reaching for playground insults because you have no point to make and nothing of merit to say. And by the way, where is the over 40-year-old woman that you date on the regular? Where are you married to a woman who was over 40 when you married her, or you just being a fucking hypocrite because you don't like Charlie Kirk? Because that's what it sounds like to me. I mean, there's so much drivel going on, I don't even think the Zodiac Killer could decipher any of this. Is the over 40 remarks like having a dig at my age because you think I'm over 40? You definitely are.
How do you do, fellow kids?
Just because you can't get laid doesn't mean other men should blessing themselves, good English, so that you can compete with us. Competing with you? Fuck, yeah, I'm in trouble. Step your own self up. Stop trying to degrade other men so that you look better. The irony is, I don't have to do anything or go out of my way to make myself look better when I have men like you projecting how terrible you are. That is exactly what being a simp is. Simp is an internet slang term describing someone who shows excessive sympathy and attention towards another person, typically someone who does not reciprocate the same feelings in pursuit of affection of a sexual relationship. That's what being a simp means. And I fail to see where I'm doing any of this in any of my content. I'm against men doing this, and I imagine many women in the comments would agree with me. And until is the word you're looking for, lived in America and dated American women, you have no place to fucking talk at all. To any American men watching, you've sent a very bad representative. He's making you look bad. You should revoke your citizenship. He's making a song about American replacement greats, I assume he means rates, in births. What a jackass, but thinks he's talking about controlling women or something. Laughing crying emoji, laughing crying emoji, laughing crying emoji. Are we projecting a little bit? I have no clue what he's talking about here. Ladies, this is that guy who is your friend, but he always talks bad about your boyfriend and then tries to fuck you because he's different from other guys. GTFOH. He's a simp who believes it's okay to trash talk and lie and make shit up to make himself look better than those around him. The sad part is that he thinks that will get him laid over other men, but every single lady who just read this probably just got the ick picturing it. What I find fascinating with this narrative that men like this continue to spout online about men who treat women like human beings, that women are too naive and incapable of sniffing that out. They need you, the white knight savior, to come in and save them. You're part of the good side of men who tell women, we're being nice to you only if you give us sex. We're the good ones. If I was doing any of this, women would find out by now, because they always do. But the truth is, that's not what I'm doing, because I'm not obsessed with sex. I don't idolize sex like men like you do, because the end result is you turn into a dickhead like this. Now, this guy left way more comments than this, but I'm going to conclude the video here. I've already wasted enough time making this video on this clown. I don't want people wasting their time engaging with him, because he hasn't said anything of merit or anything worthwhile. He's just contributed to helping the boost of my engagement to my videos, so thank you, sir. Just remember, if you ever feel down about yourself, down about your life, always remember and come back to this video. At least you're not this dickhead. If I get comments like this, most of the time, if I'm lucky, I don't see it, but if I do, I just ignore it. I don't usually want to highlight stuff like this, but at the end of the day, it's all content, baby.